And welcome guys to another little video. Now today's will be a little bit of C# classes and things like that. Dealing with classes and what a constructor, things that we should do a little bit of cleanup on. Now, for the most part, our code was pretty fine for saving. But I wanted to do some refactoring a little bit because I went from the simplest way to do it, okay? So that most of our viewers, if they're not up to the level that we are going to do in this video, then they can catch up a little bit. Because not everyone is familiar with C# and how it works under the hood. And they might not know that they can do something with a constructor that would be a lot more efficient when it comes to readability. Okay? Now, our little load function and saving and things, we can do something that's a lot better than what we had before. Now, each individual item is responsible for filling in the information itself. We pass it a save object and it just does what it needs. But let's look at the code real quick. When it comes to our tower here, if it'll pop up, and we should be good, and here we are. We have this little code right here, which is fine for the most part. I'm okay with this. We create an object, and then we fill in information. Well, for the most part, this is fine. This is perfectly legitimate. Okay, and then we go save, do this, and all that stuff. Well, the thing about it is, we can save ourselves a lot of these steps because each individual item, I have it parse its own little information in. So this is the tower standard, and we could do other things with this. Okay, we can do a lot of stuff with this. And it's right here that's the most part. This is generic as it can be. This is a basic version of a class. You create a class this way. But if you're familiar with C#, there is another way that you can do this. And you can go down here. We will exit out this. Okay. And I'm going to copy this part, okay? Because I want it to be still displayed on the screen and everything. And I'm going to paste this in. But the thing about this, and you have to remember this, is we can build another constructor inside of here. This is parameters. And we can fill this in with information as well. What information that could we possibly want to put in there? Well, let's say we need a, let's delete this, and then it will give me my overloads. A save component? Yeah, that's not going to be legitimate. And then, oh, we need a string, a name. Well, what could we use for a name? And we'll use object.name, right? We need a name. Then we need a position, right? This dot transform dot position, right? Then we need another thing, okay? Our tech level, which is this dot my tech level, right? My tech level. My health tech. Oh, that's what it is. My health tech. This dot transform, and then it's this dot health dot save, which is a function. That doesn't sound right, does it? I'm missing this part. That's what it is. I was thinking it didn't look right. Nah, this dot transform dot position. My health tag, and then this dot transform. Okay. And this dot health dot save. Is it whining because it's in a constructor like that? It shouldn't. Really? Or do I not have a constructor in for that? Okay. So let's go into the save object. Okay. And you're probably looking at, oh, I don't. Int held. Okay, so the overload that I'm loading this in does not match. Okay, so we'll look at this. It's got a health and a position. Well, wait. Name, position. Okay. Name, position. Okay. Then we need a health. Which is a float. Okay, so this needs to swap to over here. Okay. And then, yep, all the transform stuff probably matches now. Nope. Right? Yeah, it should. Then there's int. Oh, wait. What? That's an integer? No, it's not an integer. There's no integers there. It's a float. That's why it's not recognizing it. Okay. No, it's a float. Little typo there. Okay. So this all matches now. Now, I know this is a pretty long one and everything. It's pretty big. But we can do this all in one line right here. Okay? Versus doing all this. So we no longer have to do this. Okay? This crap here. It's just a long line. Nothing to be scary about. I mean, we've had long lines before. But it's very easy to see what's going on here. Okay? And two, if you don't know how to make something like this, that's fine. We are going to show you right now. Okay? I'm going to make another class. And this is entirely C# too. I'm going to make this a test class. Okay? Test class. Could you not, like, be silly and not load stuff? Okay. So test classes, we will be in here. Okay. Now in C# and everything, We don't need any of this junk, okay? And you're going to want a pure C class, okay? And we will not get callbacks from this. Now, in Unity, you're used to going, let's do a public void start, okay? And you're used to doing something like this. Vector3, let's say float G equals new float G. A new float. And that's how you would construct something new like that. Well, then you get into these like save component equals new save component, right? Okay. Well, how you can make a constructor that you can do overloads with, so you can fill stuff in when you're doing like this in here, like trans, like bool, true, bool, turn, let's say, and then float aim amounts, okay? And this would be a constructor, right? But it doesn't exist right now, okay? And that's fine. So when we're in this test class right here, okay, you're not going to return void, okay? You're going to delete this crap here. You're going to go up here to this test class, whatever your class name is right here. And essentially, when you call a constructor, this is what it does by default, okay? So you got a regular plain Jane class like save components, G equals new save component. Initially, this is the function that's being called when you're doing it for the test class. So it would be like test class T equals new test class. Okay? And that's how you would build a new test class object, right? Well, in C#, you can make more. Okay? You can make more so you can fill stuff in here. Okay? Strings, integers, anything you really want to fill in information about the class. Like, let's say we have a float amount, okay, and then float string, or not float string, string name, yeah, whatever, right? Well, in C#, this function right here with nothing in it has to exist, okay? Because it has to be able to call this object in its default state with nothing inside of the parentheses. So you need this one, okay? Always. You always have to have this one. But if you want to extend it out, all you got to do is copy this junk, okay? And extend it out like this, okay? You're going to be like, well, you got two of them, that's the same thing. Just hold your horses, and when you're going to do a float and I'm going to do this right here to indicate that I do this with constructors only, okay? And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put amounts here, okay? And name, string name, okay? Now I have the ability to go test class G equals new test class and be able to put a 10F in here and a string. Hi there. Okay? And call a function like this. But let's see what happens when I take this function out. Okay, I'm going to exit this out. This is no longer valid to be able to do. All you can do is the default new object. Okay? So, with any case, we can always have it do stuff in a very, very brand new constructor, saving us time from doing this kind of operation right here. This is fine, okay? This is fine for the beginning of our state. We know what we want to do, right? Well, when we're developing, we don't know what all this stuff we're going to need to do, right? Like, we don't know how we're going to push the string to it or the position, or maybe we don't want the tech level to be there, or maybe we do. We don't really know. But once we get a little bit further, we can clean up some of this and really do a lot of good code like this. This is really good to do because this makes it explicitly very clear what this object is doing. When you get lines like this, things tend to get out of order. You know, you'll have name all the way down here or this. This explicitly gives me a constructor to call to create something and set all the values inside that class and push the object where it needs to go, whether it be, you know, just flat out only be created once at runtime, and then once I call file save, push it to the save manager class. That's fine. But it's like I always say, if there's an easier way to do something, try to do it. Make it super, super simple. Like I did this with the save object, okay? We have this. I've got a default constructor because it's required. It's required. And then I extended it out to this, okay? Now, you're probably wondering, well, didn't you do this in the first place? A lot of people don't know how to do this. They'll forget this part and this. And remember, I'm trying to keep the time on the videos a lot lower so that you guys can do small batches. See, I could do this whole kit and explain it all in probably, maybe 4 hours or so? But do you really want to sit here on YouTube for 4 hours? And after that 4-hour time period, you're going to forget about half of it, okay? You're going to be like, well, what's this doing or this doing? And it's just going to be a mess probably, okay? And, our human mind can only consume so much information, and then it's just overloaded and we're just lost. I mean, I don't know how your brain works, but after a day of like class and stuff like that, and it's like these 2-hour lectures or something, about half that stuff I've heard about 3 or 4 times. The reason why they repeat a lot of the same things is so it sinks in. And how the brain works is the stuff that you already know in things and you've heard 100 times, it kind of blanks that out, okay? Saving itself the processing. And then when it hears something new, it records that. See, it discards that information that's not really relevant to you. It would be like somebody trying to tell me that there's 3 floats in a vector 3 in my class, and I'd just be like, la da da da, I already know that. Then when they start talking about vector 3 dot angles and how to multiply them, then my brain just starts lighting up and goes, hey, this I gotta listen to. And that's what I'm trying to do with some of my videos. Now, I've got other constructors and things like that created here because there's things that I'm trying to get away from this static class conversion thing right here, because, well, it's not really like it's bad or nothing, but I hate calling data load dot something else when data load doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I like constructors like this: game load, pass it a file; money load, pass it the file; building data, pass it the file; upgrades, pass the file. These constructors are very clear and crystal on what they're doing. They pass a file. And then if we go to that function, it will show me exactly what's going on under the hood. And that's very important when you're writing. If you cannot tell what something's doing, then it's a clear indication you have to do some refactoring and stuff. When you're first creating an object and stuff like that, like something like this, we're just hacking information in. Okay? This is pretty much, I consider, hacking information in a very fast-paced way. And it's a clear indication to me that I'm still developing this. Okay? Because A, I don't have any comments, and B, it's messy. I can easily forget one of my things. But if it's in a constructor, like let's say if I forget this, let's just delete this out of here. Okay? Then my constructor goes, hey, silly, you forgot some stuff. Okay? And it's a clear indication that my program's going to go, whoa, stop right there. You are messing up. Chill out. Go back. And that's what you want when you're developing something, is if there's a problem, you want it to crash like screaming at you like, hey, whoa, what's up? No. Because it's those really, really silent bugs where something's not happening that's really, really difficult to track down. Okay? Like a lot of these error messages, okay, this should never, ever, actually, wait. Like here, okay, if, and I'll do this sometimes, if save object equals null, which it never should, I'll have it throw system dot exception. It should let me do that, right? With the construction? Really? I thought system.exception, that should work. Am I forgetting something? String? Is that what it is? Oh. Or is it just that? I know you can have it. That's okay. Because I know there's a throw operation. Freaking, I know it for C++, but I don't know it for system.exception. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to throw an exception and not know how to do that. That's dumb. Before I end this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do an exception throw. I know there's a way. I've done it 100 times. I just can't remember what it is in C#. You know what I mean? It's like you know where something is, and it just, I don't want to do one of those. Can you not do one in C#? No, there ain't no way. Don't be bold. Really? Well, that's a load of crap, I know. Okay, yeah. We'll do this. We've got other things we can use. Let's see. What is it? Where is that class again? We'll be able to, because I think I have it do an exception. Really? Not there? Because it's not wanting to throw, it's not wanting to show me a system.exception. And I know it's got one. See, they got it in a bunch of try. I don't want to do a try throw block for you guys, because that's a little bit more advanced. And I really would hate to explain that. Buy thing. Wait, build button has something. Make build, is that what it is? No. Not that one, not that one. Push your build object. I've got something in here, right? We're going to delete this. Okay, and I know integrate. Ah, yeah. Okay, that's what it's called. Okay. So you'll put this right here. Okay. And I have no clue why I put it there for, but whatever. We will not save, and that'll be fine. And you will go over to here at the tower thing. I think it was. Because loading from a file should never throw an exception like that. So there's that. And what this will do is, well, let's do this. We'll go into load data right here. And I'm going to cut this out because we don't really need it there. And what I'm just going to do is put this in here. Okay? With no parameters or nothing. So it'll throw an exception. This is a type of an exception, but it's for notification and stuff like that. Very, very easy to work with. So we're going to go into Unity. I know there's a throw an exception one. I just can't think of it right now. And it's not the same way for C++, from C++ to C Sharp. They've got a different syntax, and that's the thing that I often have issues with. Is okay, we'll go to start, or no, we'll go to load. And you see what happened? Right here in the console, I threw an exception. And it's very, very loud and everything. Everything just stopped. Okay? Everything stopped in Unity until I clear it, and then it should work. Nope, it won't go any further. Okay, so my program has stalled out completely. And because this is very explicit and stuff, I could double click on it and it takes me right to here. Okay? Like I said, if you got to throw hard on an error message, it needs to be loud and clear. Okay? Because if I had some loading issue and stuff, with file issues and stuff like that, with some form of exception or whatever, then yeah, it would be all bad, because it would stop loading and I wouldn't know where to go, and that would be a real issue for us, right? So here's an introduction into a little class construction and stuff, and I hope that made sense to you guys. All right. How you can go to this type of constructor and use things like this to create better workflow. Okay, obviously you never hard code something like this in. It would be variables that you either got from a file or something like that. Or like I said, our save object could throw all the parameters that it needs in there, create everything that it needs, and then go. But that's completely irrelevant to the fact that I want you guys to realize you can do something like this. Okay? So I hope you liked this video and everything, and I hope that it opened your eyes to a little bit better stuff for constructors and classes. And thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.